despise me if I do not. 3 great ones of the city, in personal suit to make his lieutenant, off-capped to him, and by the faith of man I know my price. I am worth no worse a place, but he, as loving his own pride and purposes, evades them with bombast circumstance, horribly stuffed with epithets of war, and, in conclusion, none suits my mediators, for certes, says he, I have already chose my officer. And what was he, forsooth, a great arithmetician, one Michael Cassio, a Florentine, a fellow almost damned in a fair wife, that never set a squadron in a field, nor the division of a battle knows, more than a spinster, unless the bookish theoric, wherein the togaed consuls can propose, as masterly as he, mere prattle without practice in all his soldiership. But he, sir, had the election, and I, of whom his eyes had seen the proof at Rhodes, at Cyprus, and on the other grounds, Christian and heathen, must be believed and calmed by debtor and creditor, this countercaster. He, in good time, must his lieutenant be, and I, God bless the mark, his more ships ancient. Why, there's no remedy. 'Tis the curse of service. Preferment goes by letter and affection, and not by old gradation, where each second stood heir to the first. Now, sir, be judge yourself whether I, in any just term, am affined to love the more. I follow him to serve my turn upon him. We cannot all be masters, nor all masters cannot be truly followed. You shall mark many a duteous and knee-crooking knave, that doting on his own obsequious bondage wears out his time, much like his master's ass, for naught profender, and when he's old, cashiered. Whip me such honest knaves. Others there are who, trimmed in forms of visages of duty, keep yet their hearts attending on themselves, and throwing but shows of service on their lords, do well thrive by them, and when they've lined their coats, do themselves homage. These fellows have some soul, and such a one do I profess myself. For, sir, it is as sure as you are Rodrigo, were I the more, I would not be Iago. In following him, I follow but myself. Heaven is my judge, not for love or duty, but seeming so, for my peculiar end. For when my outward action doth demonstrate the native act and figure of my heart in complement extern, 'tis not long after, but I will wear my heart upon my sleeve for doors to peck at. I am not what I am. Call up her father. Rouse him, make after him, poison his delight. Proclaim him in the streets, incense her kinsmen. And though he in a fertile climate dwell, plague him with flies. Though that his joy be joy, yet throw such changes of vexation on, and as it may lose some colour. Zounds, sir, you're robbed for shame. Put on your gown. Your heart is burst. You have lost half your soul. Even now, very now, an old black ram is tupping your white ewe. Arise, arise, awake the snorting citizens with the bell, or else the devil will make a grandsire of you. It seems not meet nor wholesome to my place to be produced, as if I say I shall, against the more, for I do know the state. However, this may gall him with some check, cannot with safety cast him, for he's embarked with such loud reason to the Cyprus wars, which even now stand in act, that for their souls another of his fathom they have none, to lead their business, in which regard thou, I do hate him, as I do hell pains. Yet, for necessity of present life, I must show out a flag and sign of love, which is indeed but sign, that you shall surely find him. Lead to the Sagittary the raised search, and there will I be with him. So farewell. Nay, but he prated and spoke such scurvy and provoking terms against your honour, that with the little godliness I have, I did full hard forbear him. But I pray, sir, are you fast married? For be sure of this, that the Magnifico is much beloved, and hath in his effect a voice potential as double as the Duke's. He will divorce you, or put upon you what restraint and grievance the law with all his might to enforce it on will give him cable. Virtue? A fig. 'Tis in ourselves that we are thus or thus. Our bodies are gardens to which our wills are gardeners, so that if we will plant nettles or sow lettuce, set hyssop and weed up thyme, supply it with one gender of herbs or distract it with many, either to have it sterile with idleness or manured with industry. Why? The power and corrigible authority of this lies in our wills. If the beam of our lives had not one scale of reason, to poise another of sensuality, the blood and baseness of our natures would conduct us to most preposterous conclusions. but we have reason to cool our raging motions, our carnal stings, our unbited lusts, whereof I take this that you call love to be a set or scion. It is merely a lust of blood and a permission of the will. Come, be a man, drown thyself, drown cats and blind puppies. I have professed me thy friend, and I confess me knit to thy deserving with cables of perdurable toughness. I could never better stead thee than now. Put money in thy purse, follow thou these wars, defeat thy favour with a usurped beard. I say, put money in thy purse. It cannot be that Desdemona should long continue her love to the Moor. Put money in thy purse, nor his to her. It was a violent commencement, and thou shalt see an answerable sequestration. Put but money in thy purse. These Moors are changeable in their wills. Fill thy purse with money. The food that to him now is as luscious as locusts shall be to him shortly as bitter as Colon Quintida. She must change for youth. When she is sated with his body, she will find the error of her choice. Therefore, put money in thy purse. If thou wilt needs damn thyself, do it a more delicate way than drowning. Make all the money thou canst. If sanctimony and a frail vow betwixt an Aryan barbarian and a super subtle Venetian be not too hard for my wits and all the tribe of hell, thou shalt enjoy her. Therefore make money. A pox on drowning thyself, 'tis clean out of the way. Seek thou rather to be hanged in compassing thy joy than to be drowned and go without her. Thou art sure of me. Go, make money. I have told thee often, and I retell thee again and again, I hate the Moor. My cause is hearted, thine hath no less reason. Let us be conjunctive in our revenge against him. If thou canst cuckold him, thou dost thyself a pleasure, me a sport. There are many events in the womb of time which will be delivered. Traverse, go, provide thy money. We will have more of this tomorrow. Adieu. Thus do I ever make my fool my purse, for I mine own gain knowledge should profane if I would time expend with such a snipe, but for my sport and profit. I hate them more. And 'tis thought abroad that twixt my sheets he's done my office. I know not if 't be true, yet I, for mere suspicion in that kind, will do as if for surety. He holds me well. The better shall my purpose work on him. Cassio's a proper man, let me see now, to get his place, and to plume up my will in double knavery. How? Let's see. After some time to abuse Othello's ear, that he is too familiar with his wife. He hath a person and a smooth dispose, to be suspected, framed to make women false. The Moor is of a free and open nature that thinks men honest that but seem to be so, and will as tenderly be led by the nose as asses are. I haven't. It is engendered. Hell and night must bring this monstrous birth to the world's light. She that was ever fair and never proud, had tongue at will and yet was never loud, never lacked gold and yet went never gay, fled from her wish and yet said, now I may. She that, being angered, her revenge being nigh, bade her wrong stay and her displeasure fly. She that in wisdom never was so frail to change the cod's head for the salmon's tail. She that could think and never disclose her mind, see suitors following and not look behind. She was a wight, if ever such wight were. He takes her by the palm, I, well said, whisper. With as little a web as this will I ensnare as great a fly as Cassio. I smile upon her do. I will give thee in thine own courtship. You say true, 'tis so indeed. If such tricks as these strip you out of your lieutenantry, it had been better you had not kissed your 3 fingers so oft, which now again you are most apt to play in the Sir in. Very good, well kissed, an excellent courtesy, 'tis so indeed. Yet again your fingers to your lips, would they were clyster pipes for your sake. If I can fasten but 1 cup upon him, with that which he hath drunk tonight already, he'll be as full of quarrel and offence as my young mistress's dog. Now, my sick fool, Rodrigo, whom love hath turned almost the wrong side out, to Desdemona hath tonight caroused, potations pottle deep, and he's to watch 3 else of Cyprus, noble swelling spirits that hold their honours in a wary distance. The very elements of this warlike isle have I tonight flustered with flowing cups, and they watch too. Now, amongst this flock of drunkards, am I to put our Cassio in some action that may offend the isle? But here they come. If consequence do but approve my dream, my boat sails freely, both with wind and stream. Some wine, ho! And let me the cannikin drink, clink, clink, and let me the cannikin clink. A soldier's a man, oh man's life but a span. Why then, let a soldier drink. Ha! Some wine, boys? Oh, beware, my lord, of jealousy. It is the green-eyed monster which doth mock the meat it feeds on. That cuckold lives in bliss, who, certain of his fate, loves not his wronger, but oh, what damned minutes tells he over, who dotes, yet doubts, suspects, yet fondly loves. But sith I am entered in this cause so far, pricked to it by foolish honesty and love, I will go on. I lay with Cassio lately, and being troubled with a raging tooth, I could not sleep. There are a kind of men so loose of soul that in their sleeps will mutter their affairs. One of this kind is Cassio. In sleep I heard him say, "Sweet Desdemona, let us be wary, let us hide our loves." And then, sir, would he gripe and wring my hand, cry, "O sweet creature," and then kiss me hard, as if he plucked up kisses by the roots that grew upon my lips, then laid his leg over my thigh and sighed and kissed, and then cried, "Cursed fate that gave thee to the Moor." Witness your ever-burning lights above, you elements that clip us round about. Witness that here Iago doth give up the execution of his wit hand's heart. To wronged Othello's service let him command, and to obey shall be without remorse. What bloody business ever! Now will I question Cassio of Bianca, a hussy that by selling her desires buys herself bread and clothes. It is a creature that dotes on Cassio, and 'tis the strumpet's plague, to beguile many and be beguiled by one. He, when he hears of her, cannot refrain from the excess of laughter. Here he comes. As he shall smile, Othello shall go mad, and his unbookish jealousy must construe poor Cassio's smiles, gestures, and light behaviours quite in the wrong. I have rubbed this young quat almost to the sense, and he grows angry. Now, whether he kill Cassio or Cassio him, or each do kill the other, every way makes my gain. Live Rodrigo, he calls me to a restitution large of gold and jewels that I bobbed from him as gifts to Desdemona. It must not be. If Cassio do remain, he hath a daily beauty in his life that makes me ugly, and besides, the Moor may unfold me to him. There stand I in much peril. No, he must die. Be it so. Demand me nothing. What you know, you know. From this time forth, I never will speak a word.